Hey, what up fam, it's Christy here, and I'm coming to you today with another cooking video. But before I start my video, I want to show you one thing that has been an addition to my cooking repertoire. I came across this right here. This is a Wilton double, well, it's a long loaf, an extra long loaf pan, which ends up to be a double loaf pan. Now this thing is sturdy, it's heavy, and it's non-stick, as most Wilton products, or all of Wilton products, are. So when you're cooking it, you don't have to butter it or flour it or anything. But you know me, I got no problem. I'm gonna butter it anyway. You can make loaves in this, whether it be bread or cake loaves. You can also make, which I have done, a meatloaf in this pan. And everything cooks evenly and it comes out beautifully. I'm going to be using this loaf pan in my video. If you want to see me use this loaf pan, stay tuned. Hey, what up fam? Today on Chrissy Cooks, we're going to be making some super moist and delicious banana bread. I don't know about you, but a nice piece of warm banana bread in the morning to go with your coffee, or a piece to say goodnight with. If you ask my husband, he loves this as a midnight snack. I am going to show you guys how to make a simple yet easy, moist and delicious banana bread. If you see how tender and moist this is in the middle, you cannot go wrong with this. Now I know you guys have seen some bananas that sat on your counter that have had better days like these. We're going to turn that into something delicious. For our recipe, we're going to need some baking soda, some baking powder, or baking powder and baking soda. You see I'm mixing that up. We have some whole fat buttermilk, lemon juice, we have some pure vanilla extract, some cinnamon, 4 whole room temperature eggs, some salt, 6 bananas, 2 sticks of real butter, some sugar, flour, and brown sugar, and all of the actual quantities will be in the description below. Let's get cooking, guys. We're going to take our 6 bananas, we're going to put them into a bowl, and we're going to take a fork, the back of your fork, and we're just going to mash them. We're going to mash them, mash them, mash them until we can't mash them anymore. We're going to try to make them as creamy as we possibly can. So get as many lumps out of your bananas as you can. I personally don't like huge lumps of bananas in my banana bread, but if you do, that's up to you. But as you can see, we're going to make them as creamy as we possibly can. I'm going to try to push them up against the side of the bowl to break up those lumps as best I can. And when you've done the best you can to get it as smooth and creamy as you can, then we're going to go ahead and go in with our lemon juice. This lemon juice is going to stop the oxidation. It's going to stop it from continuously getting dark. So it's going to stop the darkness of your bananas right here. It's not going to get any darker than this. And once we mix that lemon juice in, well, we're going to sit the bananas to the side and we'll come back to those later. Now right here, I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour. And into our all-purpose flour, we're going to add in our salt, cinnamon, baking powder, and baking soda. And once again, we're going to use our trusty fork and we're going to mix this in as best we can to make sure that all of these, the cinnamon and the salt and the baking powder and baking soda, are well distributed throughout the flour. Once we have mixed that in well, we're also going to sit this to the side and we'll be back for this just a little bit later. Now into my mixer, I have 1 cup of white sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. To that, I'm going to add in my 2 sticks of room temperature, excuse me guys, I'm getting a cold, room temperature soft butter. And we're going to put that in our mixer, and we're going to mix that until it is well combined. Now, I don't know what happened. Now, this is the first time I used this mixer, and this sucker got out of hand. I was like, hold it, calm down. You know, we gonna get there. Look at it. It's just going crazy. I was like, is this thing supposed to spin like this? I was getting scared. Y'all should have seen the conversation me and my daughter was having. Make sure that you scrape down the sides, because at the bottom, you know, with the butter and all, it's going to have pockets of sugar that haven't been touched by the butter. And we want all of that to be well incorporated. So periodically, from time to time, just go in with your spatula and scrape down the sides and the bottom of your mixer. Now, you can definitely mix this with a hand mixer. You can definitely mix this with a wire whisk. Now, if you're confident in your muscles, go at it with a wire whisk. But I ain't confident with mine, so I'm going to have to let a machine do the work for me. So continuously mix this until you are sure that it is well incorporated. Now, once you feel it is, we're going to go in with our eggs one at a time, making sure that they are each mixed in well. And once that first one's mixed in, then you go ahead and add the second, third, and the fourth. You see that thing? This mixer right here, I don't know. This thing, so I'm going to get you there. Trust me, I'm going to get you there. I had to hold it because I felt like it was out of control. I don't know. But like I said, I'm making sure that all of my eggs are mixed in well and making sure to get everything incorporated. I'm scraping down my sides and the bottom. I like to control it myself because this thing, ooh. But making sure that everything is mixed in well, I just let it go. This right here is not going to be an issue with you letting it go as long as you need to. Now it's going to start to look a little funny, but don't get discouraged. Everything is just the way that it should be, especially when you start to add in the next few ingredients, which the next ingredient here is going to be our pure vanilla extract. Please promise me, you guys, you do not want to put in imitation vanilla extract. It does not taste the same, and it's not the same. It's not the same, and it's not going to come out the same. So I advise you to use pure vanilla extract. And here I'm going in with my buttermilk. Now here is where it starts to take on a funny looking texture. If you look at it, it looks like it's breaking, but this is just fine. This is the way that it's supposed to be. Making sure you scrape down those sides the entire way. Now, me and my daughter said to ourselves that we overdid it with the mix. I said, girl, we filled this thing up to the brim. So we did fill it up to the brim, but I was not mixing this by hand. I just was not. I wasn't going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So I went ahead and let this mixer mix in our bananas as well. Once again, controlling it, because I said as much mix was in here. If I had to let this thing go, it probably would have been all over my kitchen. But yeah, I mixed this until I felt like it was well incorporated. I wanted to let it go and see how fast it would spin every once in a while, but then I got scared and I had to hold on to her again. Now I'm done with the mixing portion with the mixer. Now I'm going to transfer this into another bowl. Now this part right here is very, very important. Do not mix this part in a mixer. I need you to get a rubber spatula and mix this by hand. Mix your flour mixture into your wet mixture by hand. The reason I'm saying this is you do not want to overmix this batter. If you overmix this batter, you will have a tough, dry banana bread. And I'm sure in your lifetime you have tasted a tough and dry banana bread. That is not what we're going for. Make sure that you're scraping from the bottom up. And once you don't see any more white, after all the flour is incorporated, you don't see any more white, I want you to stop mixing right away. Do not continue, because if you continue to mix after all the flour is incorporated, your bread will definitely be tough, and we don't want that. So as you can see, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to take my trusty clean finger and wipe off my spatula, because I don't believe in wasting no batter. And you can't really beat it off like you want to. Just make sure you have clean hands. Now your oven should be set at 325 degrees. And we're going to put this, and it's going to bake for an hour and 20 to an hour and 30 minutes, depending on your oven. Long as you put a fork in it and make sure that it comes out clean, you should be okay. And when you cut into it, it's going to end up like this. It is super dense, but super moist. If you cut it straight out of the oven, it's going to have a little crunch to it. But if you let it sit and let the flavors meld, oh my goodness, look at the crumb on this banana bread. I know I had tasted. I did. I did. But when you cut it open and you just look at the crumb of it, it's so tender and it's so moist. I want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Chrissy Cooks. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this video. And until next time, you guys, thank you. Peace.